Hi, welcome to Top Chef University. I'm Spike from Top Chef Chicago. Our second course is all about the foundations of cooking, and in this lesson we're talking about cream-based soups. Some of my favorite soups are with cream. They're rich, refined, and delicious. In this lesson we'll show you the fundamental techniques involved in making cream-based soups, and I'm going to show you an all-time classic, the potato leek soup. There's nothing better than a creamy soup, especially when it's cold out there. So today we're going to make a potato and leek soup. There is a saying out there with the chefs that you're only as good as your last soup. So hopefully today we're going to make a delicious one. So we're going to be using some bacon, and I don't want to get this cutting board all dirty, so there's a little trick. We're going to damp a little cloth like we just did. We're going to take this white cutting board here, plastic one, and put it right there, and see, it won't move. Perfect. So I love bacon, so this soup is definitely not going to be kosher here. So what we're going to start off with is a little bit of oil in a pan, just to cover the bottom. Want to get that nice and hot. Make sure it swirls around. And I want to garnish this potato leek soup with a crispy piece of bacon. So we're going to use one whole bacon right away. We're going to put one right away in there, and then the rest we're just going to chop into small pieces and sear those. There's a French term out there that usually people use. It's called lardons, and that's pretty much what we're going to be making right now. We're just going to line the bacon up, and we're going to cut these little beautiful lardons. What this is going to do is going to give a really nice smoky flavor to the soup and add a lot of that bacon flavor that we all love. So we'll just do that. You can already hear the bacon kind of working, so we're going to just turn it down a little bit. Now we're going to put all these little lardons in there also. Perfect. We won't season this because it's salty to begin with on its own. And see, we cut it on this nice cutting board, and now we have a nice clean cutting board to work on. All right, we're going to start by peeling these potatoes. We'll just peel them to start off with. You always want to work really neatly when you're in a kitchen. So we'll work over a bowl, and we'll peel towards each other, just like that. Look how we can just take it off. Continue that all the way down. Sometimes you get these little black blemishes in the potato. Make sure to get those out. They don't taste that good. So continue going around like this. And then potatoes usually oxidize after you peel them, so we have this nice bowl of water ready here that we're going to put the potatoes in after we're done peeling it. Just finish these up. Again, and I just want to remind you guys, cream soups are really amazing, and it's not just a potato and leek cream soup. I mean, it's really like a blank canvas for anything. I mean, I love making cream of mushroom soup, cream of broccoli, cream of cauliflower, cream of asparagus. I mean, I can go on forever. So I like to stress the idea that this is just, you know, a basic recipe, and it's up to you to play off of it. But you definitely have to add cream. Let's not forget that. So I'm just cutting the potato here. We're going to make big chunks because we don't want it to break down so quickly, and all we'll be left with is just a thick soup. We want texture in there, so make sure we have beautiful thick cuts, something around like that size. Beautiful. So we're going to finish up this next potato. First I'm going to stir a little bit of the bacon just to make sure it's not sticking or burning. Oh, I love the smell of bacon. So delicious. All right, there we go. And continue peeling this. Use all of it. It's a beautiful potato. Nice, thick, and starchy. Use all of it. Gorgeous. See, beautiful clean cutting board. All the scraps in here. There we go. We're going to cut this in half again. Once more. Maybe 4 times across, because this is a little bit larger of a potato. There we go. The potatoes really is what brings the thickness of this soup, and it just imparts a really great texture while you're eating it. So we'll let those soak a little bit in there. And then what would a potato and leek soup be without the leeks, of course? So we're going to take 2 huge leeks. These parts right here are really not edible, so we're just going to cross-hatch them off, just like that. And that you can throw. I mean, again, you can throw these in your stocks to impart a little bit of flavor in them, but we're not going to use them right now. So I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. Crisp that bacon up. And don't be afraid. We put about 5 pieces of bacon in there. You could add more if you'd like. we can take this bottom root off, and then we'll do the same one on the other side. Perfect. So the thing about leeks is they grow from the ground, and there's some nice dirt in the middle of them. So in order to clean them, you just want to split them down to half, just like that. Do this one also. And then when you're cleaning them, you really want to get inside of them. See how there's like layers of these leeks? You just want to make sure you get in there and rinse all that out, because you don't want any grittiness in your soup. So we'll do that to all 4 of these. Beautiful. These are great looking leeks. I'll tell you what, there's nothing better than coming home to a potato and leek soup in the dead of winter. All right, bacon doing well. Cool, we're gonna have to let that crisp up a little bit more. And now we're gonna cut our leeks up. So what I like to do is, I always love saving time in the kitchen. So I'm gonna line these up just like so. And I'm gonna go right across. You don't want them too thin. Again, you wanna put some texture in them. But leeks do take a little bit longer to break down instead of an onion. So make sure you cook them all the way through. There you go. And in one shot, we have cut 2 leeks with one swipe of the blade. Unbelievable. Just finish it off. Watch your fingers. Always want to run that blade on your fingers right here. We'll throw the big piece scraps out. This will wait. And now I'm going to cut the shallot. Shallot brings a really pungent flavor to the soup. So we're just going to take that off. Cut this down the middle, much like I showed you the onion. And then you're going to peel the outer layer off here. Again, this is a really rustic soup. You can very well mince these shallots up, but I kind of want to leave them in half moons, half rounds. So I'm only going to cut across like this. So you actually get them nice and thin right across. Another really great thing while I'm cutting it, I just thought of, you can always use half of the shallot, and if you feel like frying it, it really gives you a nice texture. You can fry these little things, and you can have some fried shallots on top of your soup if you decide to go that way. But we're not doing that today. Let me just stir this bacon up a little bit more. Looking really beautiful and crispy. Oh man, and the cool thing about this is you have all this great flavor that's kind of sticking at the bottom of the pan, much like when we roasted the bones. And we're gonna soak all that flavor up when we put the leeks, the shallots in here, and the cream, especially when we put the cream in. We're gonna scrub the bottom of that pot and get all that flavor that we've worked so hard to get. So we're gonna run down the knife right here. Perfect. So we're ready to go with our aromatics. Let me check out what's going on here. Okay, cool, so the bacon's going really well. We're gonna take some of this thyme in a little bit and we're gonna use it. So I'm gonna add the leeks here on top of the bacon. Oh yes, that sounds so good. I love just the sounds of cooking. It just inspires me. It's just so much fun. But again, let's not forget, I'm a stickler on seasoning, and we're gonna season these leeks and shallots right up. Oh, there we go. A little bit of pepper, of course. Starting to cry. The shallots are making me cry, but such an emotional dish we got going on here. So I think my little garnish piece of bacon is ready. So I'm going to take that one out. I'm going to dry it on some paper towels and let it crisp up. We're going to use that later. That's a cool little trick we got going on. So let's get in this pot over here and check out the love that we got going on. Oh my God. See what I told you before? We're going to scrub all the moisture coming out from the leeks and shallots is really what's allowing me to deglaze the pot and get all that beautiful goodness off the bottom of the pot that we call bacon goodness. So we're gonna mix that around like that. I'm gonna add my butter. 2 tablespoons of butter in there. We're gonna add a bay leaf for aromatics. Look at that beautiful thing. Boom. We're going to crush 2 garlic cloves. You know how much I love doing this. And we're going to mix that around. Turn the heat up a little bit. Like I said, this is going to have to cook down. Oh, this is just beautiful. We're going to chop some thyme up in there. take it off the stem. This is really fresh thyme, so the stem really doesn't hurt it, but we don't want to have so much stem in it. So I'm just going to take off a little bit. I'm going to discard the stems a little bit, and then we're just going to give it a little quick chop. Not too much. You don't want to bruise this. And you don't want the flavor all on the cutting board. You want it in the soup. So there you go. Beautiful. All our ingredients are in there. You can put this away. You're going to work clean. We've got everything going on. A little olive oil, why not? Never hurts. This is going to be garnished. And we're going to be almost ready to put our potatoes in there and cook those. All right, so we're going to mix this goodness up. We got the bacon, we got the leeks, we got the shallots in there, we got a little bit of garlic, some thyme. Everything that we need to make a really great aromatic potato and leek soup is in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bay leaf out. Oh, it smells. I don't want the soup to get too bitter. Bay leaves they work very, very quickly. You just put it in there, it does its thing, and then you got to take it out. So I'm taking that out. So we're going to use the potatoes now that I've soaked in water. As you can see, no color, which is great for us. And I'm just going to add those in there. There we go. Again, these potatoes are going to add a really great texture, and they're going to make this soup a great mouthfeel because of the natural starch coming out of it. We're just going to mix those all around. Oh man, that's great. And we're almost ready to put our cream in. All right, so great. So now we have these potatoes in there, and we're going to add the cream. And I think we're going to add almost all of this. Again, what this is going to do is going to deglaze and absorb all this delicious flavor that we've worked so hard to get. I mean, the cream is just going to, it's going to work like a sponge. It's going to absorb that bacon flavor, that leek, shallot flavor, and the potatoes. And what I usually like to do is I want to kind of cook this down, just the cream by itself, maybe for about 2 minutes. I'll put it on high heat to reduce it and just kind of caramelize all this together. So while we're doing that, we can just move this bowl over here and almost get ready for plate up. Yes, oh look at this. We got a really great, cool, nifty bowl to do this seasonal potato leek soup in. So we got that there. We have our garnish. While that's cooking down a little bit, I'm going to work on my scallions, which we're also going to garnish the dish with. We're not going to use the bottoms. We're just going to use the tops because there's already so much oniony flavor with the leeks and the shallots. So we'll reserve these for a rainy day. So as you can see here, this is exactly what we want. We got the cream bubbling, we got it reducing, and it's looking just amazing. Look at that. Oh, wow. That's success. That's success in a pot right there. Now we're going to use this really neutral stock that we have, and we're going to slowly just add it ladle by ladle because we don't want to thin this out too much. Again, it is a cream soup first and foremost. So I think 2 ladles will do the trick for me for right now. Let me stir it up a little bit more. I'm going to reduce the heat. I think another shot of pepper, maybe just a little bit pinch of salt because it never hurts. And then let's get to these beautiful scallions here. Maybe we're going to leave 1 or 2 whole just because I like to decorate the plate. And the rest we're going to cut on a cool little bias. So we're going to take them down like this, go really lengthwise, really thin. Just a couple of those. Let's do a couple more. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's going to bring some really great vibrant colors to it. Set those aside. And here we go. Look at this. I think this is ready for plating. All right. So what we're going to do is turn down the heat. We're going to take this ladle. We're going to add the soup in it right now. I want to get the chunks in there. Look at that beautiful chunkiness. Ooh, this looks delicious. And that's the whole thing about this soup. I mean, it looks like there's a lot of garnish in it, but that's the point. You want a really rustic, fully textured, fully bodied winter soup to enjoy in the cold. And look at that. That is great. I'm going to play around here a little bit because I love playing around. We're going to stick it through the hole like that. Oh, wow. What have we here?